Let's talk pandemics.
From rough to pandemics.
Yeah. I mean, this is exactly what I felt when I was reading about your story. Such a diverse range of topics that in so many beautiful ways intertwine and are influenced by each other. I read that you, in a recent sort of news article that had just come out, I think in the last couple of weeks, that you feel that we're currently engaged in a productivity pandemic.
We're engaged in many pandemics. The truth is that we are focusing on the silly ones.
What is the real one?
The real one is artificial intelligence, no doubt.
Why?
Because it's here to stay and evolve and become bigger and bigger and bigger and influential in ways that we have not even started to consider yet. COVID is here to come and go.
For someone that doesn't know what artificial intelligence is, which is a lot of people,
yeah,
probably more than 95% of the listeners of this podcast, what is artificial intelligence?
Great question. So the reason for Scary Smart, my book, is entirely around that there are so many people out there that have no clue that they have interacted today, whatever time of the day it is for you, wherever you are, whatever you do in life, you've already interacted with 10 to 12, 15, 20, maybe 50 artificial intelligences that are all smarter than you. That's the truth of our life. Artificial intelligence, there was a turning point in the history of technology where before which all technology was programmable. So it was simply a tool that extended the capability of humanity. Okay, you can't hammer a nail with your hand. You use a hammer. You can hammer a nail with the hammer, and the hammer will do exactly what you tell it to do. Okay, beyond the turn of the century, we've discovered something that's called deep learning, and deep learning allows machines to learn on their own. We don't understand how they learn. The developers that write the code don't even understand how they learn, but they develop intelligence. They become able to make autonomous decisions based on intelligent observations and a sense of their environment and the sense of the conditions that surround them. And they make those decisions on every specific task we've given them better than humans.
Something you said scared me before we started recording, which was that, you're a very smart guy, right? And your professional experience, especially working at a company like Google, which is known for its artificial intelligence capabilities, for you to say to me that you've basically given up your summer to go around the world talking about your new book, Scary Smart, and the implications of artificial intelligence, and you're basically choosing to, because you understand the importance of time and you could be doing anything. For you to consider this the important work of your life in this period begs the question, why is it so important? Why are you giving up so much to spread this message?
It is the single most important message on our planet today. I don't think people realize. So AI today is better than humanity in everything it does. Okay? By the year 2029, the smartest being on planet Earth is going to be a machine. Now, I don't want to, we can go into the details, but I want you to imagine a scenario on planet Earth where we're not the humans but the apes. Okay, where there is another being that looks at us as the apes. Okay, and that being is going to be smarter than us. You heard me correctly, in 8 years' time.
8 years' time.
8 years' time. And we're not talking about it, Stephen. What's going wrong with humanity? We're not talking about it. Okay, if you look at AI from the inside, you realize that through the law of accelerating returns, Ray Kurzweil basically predicts that by the year 2045, it's in your lifetime and mine, AI is going to be 1 billion times smarter than humans. 1 billion times smarter. You know what that means? This is comparable to the intelligence of Einstein as compared to a fly. Okay? And humanity, while we're still Einstein, is not discussing how are we going to keep the best interest of us, the fly, in Einstein's mind. Okay, we're talking through the arrogance of humanity about how we're going to control them, how we're going to box them, how we're going to tripwire them. Good luck with that. The biggest hacker in the room, the smartest hacker in the room, will always find a way through our defenses. Okay, now Scary Smart is written in a very unusual way because it's not a book about artificial intelligence only. It's a book about the role of humanity in the age of the machines. Okay, and it's split into 2 parts. The first part is the scary part. And if you and I dive into this, I promise you're going to be scared. The second part of it is what I call the smart part. So 5 chapters are scary like hell. Most of my early readers would call me after 5 chapters and say, should I commit suicide? Right? And then the other 5 chapters are a story of hope. Basically, it's entirely within our hands to do something so quickly, so simply, that can save our world. Okay? Now, the difference between those two is a question of awareness. That people are preoccupied talking about COVID and what the Prime Minister decided and the next profitability quarter on our business, and people are not talking about the existential challenge that we have ahead of us, okay, which is imminent, 8 years and 2045. So I start the book with a thought experiment. I say, you and I are sitting in front of a campfire in the middle of nowhere in 2055, okay? I'm going to tell you the story of what happened between 2021 and 2055 from that perspective, okay? I'm not going to tell you why we're sitting in front of the campfire. Why are we hiding in the middle of nowhere? Is it because we're hiding from the machines? Or is it because the machines have built a utopia that allows us to enjoy nature and connection and the luxuries of life, right? And the difference between them is really straightforward. The difference between them is what you and I and everyone listening, not the developers, not the government, okay, not the regulators, what you and I and everyone listening are going to teach those machines. Because those machines don't learn from their developers the minute they're out there. They learn from your swipes on Instagram. They learn from your retweets. They learn from your fights, your arguments, from this conversation. And if we don't shape up as humanity, at least some of us, enough of us, those machines will magnify the essence of what we are today as humans. And that's not really pretty.
Are you optimistic about this?
I am 100% optimistic. Okay? And it's a great question to start with. I believe eventually, we're going to end up in a utopia. Whichever way, let me explain. We humans have been able to create this amazing setup that you and I are sitting in to record and communicate with the world because of our intelligence. But we've also destroyed the planet because of our limited intelligence. So, we found a way to create a supply chain that can supply Mo with a slice of watermelon right around the corner in a supermarket because we're intelligent. But we could not be intelligent enough to not use single-use plastic. We created mobility because we're intelligent, but we could not be intelligent enough to stop burning fuel to kill the planet, right? It's our limited intelligence that is the hindrance of humanity. And AI is surpassing our limited intelligence very quickly to the point that it will get to the ultimate form of intelligence. And what's the ultimate form of intelligence? The ultimate form of intelligence is the intelligence of life itself. It's the intelligence of abundance, where AI would see no reason to crush the fly. You know how life is. Life will say more flies, more antelope, more tigers, more poop, more everything. Let's just let's have more of everything, and everything will thrive. This is where AI will get 100%. I have no doubt about that. The challenge is the journey from here to there. Do we want that journey to be smooth and straightforward and wonderful, or do we want to hit bumps on the way? And if we don't want to hit those bumps on the way, it's not about their intelligence. It's about their ethics. It's about the ethics of the machines. And that's a very, very important conversation. They're no longer machines. They will develop a code of ethics. They are independent. They're sentient in every possible way. And, and this is truly the core of Scary Smart, is an explanation that we're no longer building computers. This is not the programmable technology of the turn of the century. This is autonomous. It is independent. It is intelligent. It evolves. It procreates.
Oh, that's terrifying.
It is terrifying. And we're not talking about it.
For anyone that doesn't know what procreates mean, basically creates more of itself, I guess.
Yeah, it replicates. We humans, we take a 9-month cycle. If we find the right person and we're in the mood, they take microseconds to create 700 million copies of themselves if they wanted to.